Hello, today I'm sharing Sephora bestsellers I think are truly worth the money and can work for pretty much anyone. I do this video about twice a year each time the Sephora event rolls around, and here we are. The Sephora Holiday Savings Event starts today, October 28th, and runs through November 7th. If you're a Rouge member like I am, you have first access starting today through October 31st, where you can shop before anyone else and save 20%, both in store and online with the code SAVINGS in the US and Canada and Kohl's. Now, if you're a VIB or Insider member, your time to shop is coming very soon. I have dates, codes, details down in my description box, along with everything I'm talking about today. And I'll also have extra videos coming out on the days that you go live as well. The code is multi-use. You can shop as many times as you want, and I end up doing that. I can never think of everything that I want to order all at once, so I do end up placing multiple orders. As with most events like this, there are a few restrictions, so I'll have a link to the main page so you can check out all the details, as well as a link if you want more information on becoming a Beauty Insider member. It's free and it gives you various perks throughout the year, like access to events like these where you can save extra money, birthday gifts, and some fun extra benefits. So the link will be down below if you want to check out that information too. Now, when I do these Sephora videos, I always give you the disclaimer that I am not trying to encourage those of you to shop if you weren't already planning to do so. These videos are for those of you planning to shop these events and looking for recommendations. I know a lot of you are like me. You're wanting to save a little bit extra. Maybe it's just the tax on bigger ticket items, gifts for the holidays. Maybe you've added quite a few items to your love list and you want to get them now, or restock or have backups on hand of staple products that you already know and love, or try some new things while you can get them at a better price, because a lot of these brands don't go on sale very often. I always have so many products that I can recommend to you in these videos. It's a little overwhelming, but I always have so much fun putting them together. Now, this video in particular is in partnership with Sephora. I've worked with them many times throughout the years, and it's always so fun and exciting to be able to share these products that I love with you while working with such a big brand that I've shopped with and loved for so many years. So a big thank you to Sephora for supporting my channel, and let's go ahead and get into these products that I think are completely worth the money and that I think will work for pretty much anyone. I'm going to try and be thorough yet precise because I think I have 20-something products in this video. I have definitely the most in this video as opposed to the others where I have fewer products. So I'm going to start with concealer, and I'm actually recommending two because I just don't think there's one universal concealer that works for everyone under the sun. And I really wanted this video to be for everyone and to include products that I have a lot of experience with, not super new products. So I'm sharing two staple concealers that I absolutely love: Dior Forever Skin Correct and Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear. These are both great everyday concealers, and I think that either one of these could work for everyone who's watching this video. Dior Forever Skin Correct is probably my holy grail everyday skin-like concealer that I can almost fool people into not realizing I'm wearing concealer under my eyes because that's how skin-like it looks. And I would say it can give medium to medium full coverage depending on whether I wear a corrector with it. Lancome Teint Idole is not quite as skin-like looking, but it still looks very natural and gives a little bit more coverage. Now, as far as hydration goes, I think Dior is slightly more hydrating than Lancome. I'm 47, I have dry textured under eyes, and I enjoy using both of these on a daily basis. My Lancome shade is 215, and I'm holding Dior in 2CR and 1CR when I want a little bit of a brighter look. If you have dark circles, discoloration under your eyes, and you've only been applying concealer, I would take this time, the Sephora event, to grab a corrector so that you can start applying a thin layer of corrector very localized to those dark parts. It can make a huge difference in the way your concealer appears and conceals. This one is the one I've been reaching for lately. If you're a subscriber, you know that this is the Bobbi Brown Stick Corrector in the shade Bisque. It's just got that perfect peachy tone. It's perfect for my discoloration under my eyes. I just tap it right where I have that discoloration. It's creamy. It gives me a nice thin layer that wears beautifully under any concealer. It's portable, and I really think this has been worth every penny. I have 3 foundations here I think are great for any age, any skin type that would be great to pick up from this Sephora event. I always recommend picking up a foundation from this event that you've been wanting to try, or if you're about to run out of a staple foundation, or if it's about to go bad, at least you can pick it up while it's a little bit less. First up, I have Lancome Teint Idole Care and Glow Foundation. This gives light to just above medium coverage. It's very lightweight, smoothing, and has a natural radiant finish, and it lasts all day, even in the heat and humidity where I live. If you have mature or textured skin or oily combination skin, and you have not had luck with radiant or glowy foundations in the past because they've emphasized those things, this would be one to check out. This doesn't emphasize texture, settle into lines, and it also doesn't exacerbate oil production during the day. It's really flattering for any skin type. One of my holy grail foundations of all time is Dior Backstage. I have gone through numerous bottles of this, and one thing I always like to point out is that you get 1.6 ounces of foundation here, which is practically unheard of. This is one of the most versatile foundations I own in terms of coverage and finish. It's waterproof, sweat resistant, smooths pores like no other, and depending on how much you use and how you apply it, is buildable from sheer up to, I would say, medium full coverage, and it looks like skin the whole time. It doesn't build up on your skin even when you're building it. It just melds into your skin in this beautiful way. It also varies in finish depending on primer, and if you set it with powder. If you wear a glowy primer, you get a more glowy look. Matte primer, you get a more matte look, or no primer. It's just a beautiful, natural looking finish. This is one of my favorite foundations. It lasts all day and just looks beautiful and like skin. And I have Sephora Best Skin Ever. This is such a great buy already, and from the start of the Sephora event all the way to the end, for all tier levels, all Sephora collection products are 30% off, which makes it even better of a buy. I have a couple of other Sephora favorites I'm gonna show you here in a second. This provides light to medium coverage with a satin matte finish while providing lasting hydration. It feels incredibly lightweight and is very smoothing. I just think it's a very flattering foundation. It's great for every day. It's not quite as long lasting as the other two I mentioned, but if you're having just a normal day, this is a beautiful foundation that would work again for any skin type, and you just cannot beat the price, especially right now. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the other 2 Sephora products that I pulled, because I think the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder is really great. I used this today to just give a more airbrush look, and I'm just adding a little bit more, and it doesn't cake up. It's just a really pretty lightweight, finely milled powder. I actually applied my blush a little bit too heavy today, so I could show you how just using this to buff over it completely fixes that problem. I love this. I've had this in my makeup stash for a long time. And to line my eyes today, I used Sephora retractable eyeliners. These are great. They're waterproof. They glide on, give you enough time to buff them out if you want to, have more of a smudge look, but they really do last all day. I have brown on and kind of smudged a little bit of this shimmer taupe on as well. I don't even know if you can tell, but they have a ton of shades, neutral, fun shades, matte, shimmers to choose from, and they have a little smudger on the end and a sharpener. You can't beat that. There were a couple of categories I had a harder time than others choosing products for, and I was also thinking about the other videos I have planned. I didn't want to have crossover. Bronzer was one of those categories. Now, I apply bronzer almost every day, and I use it where the sun hits. I don't always use it as contour, so that is what I was thinking of for this video. So when I saw that the Fenty Sunstalker bronzer was a bestseller, I immediately thought, yes, that is the bronzer we're going with. The shade that I'm applying here is Private Island. There's no kick up. I don't have to tap my brush off before I tap it to my face, which means I can get ready quickly and easily. I like to apply my brush across my nose and cheeks, kind of in the shape of a W. I've been doing this for a long time. Sometimes I start with my nose, and if a patch of product lays down there, it can be really annoying. This doesn't do that. It just applies smoothly. It lasts all day. This is a bronzer that I think is completely worth the money. There's a reason why Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder has been a bestseller for so long. The shade I have is 1 Fair because it appears translucent on my light medium skin tone, and I like my setting powders and touch-up blotting powders to be translucent. I can use this for both of those things on all areas of my face. I can use it for my dry under eyes as well as my oily combination skin on the rest of my face. I get oily in my T-zone, but I'm normal around the perimeter, sometimes dry in the winter months, and it works for me there too. People with dry skin love this. People with oily skin love it. It looks like skin because it's so finely milled. It is just a lovely powder. I also love that it's in this beautiful slim compact. It's great for gifting and for travel. It's wonderful to bring to use as a setting powder, to throw in my purse to use as a blotting or touch-up powder. This is a product that I've repurchased several times throughout my life because I love it. If you are a subscriber of mine, you know I'm a sucker for blush. It's really hard for me to narrow down blushes for these videos. I ended up deciding to go with Merit Cheek Color for cream blushes because I just think these are so easy to use. They don't remain sticky, give really nice pigment, and they last. Plus, they're just so fun and cute, and also they would make good stocking stuffers if you're doing that kind of thing right now, or I should say looking for that kind of thing right now. So this is cheeky and this is terracotta. I love the finish. It's so natural and it just feels so lightweight. So I had to give a powder blush option too because not everybody likes creams, but not everybody likes powder either. So I wanted to give both. This I almost put in a different video because the shade is new, but I actually think it was out a long time ago and they brought it back. This is Hourglass at Night. I've mentioned this in another recent video, maybe my monthly favorites, but I love it, especially for fall and winter. It is what I have on my face. It's a little bit muted from the finishing powder, but that's what I love about it. You can make it a little bit strong, which brings out this kind of berry color, but it still is never overwhelming. And I feel like you can see the berry undertones, but it's still got a little bit of nude in there. Here is the swatch of that here next to the other two. I think it's so pretty. And of course, it's kind of like having a highlighter and a blush in one because of that sheen. So pretty. I think this event is the perfect time to get an eyeshadow palette either for yourself or for someone in your life that, you know, maybe you're trying to get a gift for this Christmas, for the holidays, whatever it may be. There are several brands that show up frequently on the bestsellers list. I decided to go with two because they've been on bestseller lists for a long time. There are, of course, others, but I might be talking about one or two of those in another video. So for this video, I wanted to talk about Tarte and Too Faced. They have some great everyday palettes, and I like that their palettes are good and you don't have to totally break the bank and go into luxury territory to get really nice looks. So for Tarte, I pulled, well, two. I left one downstairs, but I'll pop it on the screen. Tartelette in Bloom. It's a staple palette that I've been talking about for years and one of the only eyeshadow palettes I've ever rebought. For fall, I think Tarte Toasted is a really pretty palette. It gives you those warm tones. I don't hear enough people talking about this lately, and it's a great one. And then we have the Tartelette Juicy palette, another great staple everyday neutral palette. Too Faced Natural Eyes, a great everyday palette. You can get some dramatic looks or everyday looks from beginning to end. I line with those dark shades a lot. And yes, Too Faced Sweet Peach is still around, and I like this palette. I like the color story. I think it's fun, and if you're a subscriber, you know how I feel about this natural nudes palette. It's a great everyday palette. Again, it has a lot of versatility. I also love how slim this is, and better than chocolate. This is a nice one with just a few pops of color, but the finishes in it are really nice. So if you're not wanting to head into luxury territory for a bigger palette, but you want some nice options for every day that give you blendable mattes, shimmers that look really pretty, and versatility, I think these brands give you nice options, and the palettes are worth the money. Because of my demographic, I get asked a lot about lip liner. What is a good lip liner that won't bleed out of the lip lines? What's a good flattering lip liner? I typically will recommend Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheats. If you're someone who maybe has not wanted to spend the money on a lip liner in the past, it would be great to pick one up at this time because she has some really nice shades. People always talk about Iconic Nude and Pillow Talk because they're great neutrals. girls in very different ways. The shade that you're seeing me apply is very underrated in my opinion. It's called Love Trap, and it's a little bit deeper than my own natural shade. It's less pink than Pillow Talk, but I love it. You know, when you hear people rave about one specific product from a brand over and over and over, there's typically a reason why. These glide on easily. They wear really well during the day. They don't dry your lips out. These are that quintessential lip liner that you can wear on its own. Maybe just dab a tiny bit of lip balm over it if you want to, but they're really, really nice. When I saw that both of these lip products were from the same brand and they were bestsellers, I had to just go ahead and include them both. I think Merit lip oils and lipsticks are completely worth the money. It took me a long time to decide to buy a lipstick from them. I don't know why. I guess I just thought, okay, what's the big deal? The shade that I have had on throughout this video is called Baby. There's something that is really special about this formula. It's very thin. It feels kind of balm-like. It's flattering, and yet it stays on my lips. I've been drinking my water, talking to you. I see some residue on my water glass, but yet here's the color. It's still here, and it hasn't turned matte either, but I don't really feel it on my lips, which is really nice. I intend to get more shades, which definitely says I think it's worth the money. I have the lip oils in 2 shades, Taupe and Pink Beet, and here they are on the back of my hand. Taupe and Pink Beet. Again, there's something special about these that I really like. I like wearing them on their own or over lip liner. I'll just put a little bit of this Pink Beet right over what I have on. There's some pigment and slip. I mean, they're lip oils, so there's going to be a little bit of slip. It's almost like I can feel them nourish my lips as I wear them. I don't mind reapplying because they just feel nice and warm and good. They're flattering. I really love the experience of these. Plus the packaging is nice. So if you're looking for a gift, I keep saying that, but I think a lot of these products do make great gifts. Since we just talked about lips, I want to mention quickly this Drunk Elephant Lippy Balm that I have sworn by for many years. I don't know how many little tubes of this I've gone through. I know if you've been subscribed to me, you're wondering why out of all the Drunk Elephant products, this is the one I'm mentioning since it's what, $18 or something like that. I just ran out. I mean, I can dig some out still, but I will be repurchasing this because there is an ingredient in here that they say helps replenish the pigmentation in your lips. And I notice a difference when I don't use this with how even and solid the pigmentation line is around the perimeter of my lips. So I always keep this in my bathroom. Actually, I usually keep 2 on hand. But mentioning this reminded me, I wanted to mention the trunk they have for the season. Each season, Drunk Elephant does a trunk. It's a splurge item, but if you're someone who regularly uses Drunk Elephant products like I do, it's usually a pretty good value, even though it's a splurge item, because you get whatever the trunk is. This year, it's this really cool cooler that I will be using a lot. And that alone is worth $160. I just think it's a really, really good trunk this year, just the trunk itself. And you get a lot of products in it. So if these are items that you use, you can store them appropriately, maybe chill them and have them as backups. Or if you have people in your life that use Drunk Elephant, you can split them up because you're saving money on Drunk Elephant products and you're getting this cooler. I think the total value is a little over $660 and it's priced around $450. Of course, during the event, you can get it for even less. So if you're going to get it, now would be the time to do it. But I did want to mention it for those of you who do like the brand. I will be using that trunk and I like some Drunk Elephant, and this will save me from having to buy backups later. I think this is a great time to replenish skincare that you're running out of or grab something new. I am a big fan of Tatcha, so I wanted to just quickly mention my beloved Tatcha the Rice Wash. This is a big 8-ounce size, but they have other sizes of this, and I want to say there's a sampler kit if you want to try, but this is supposed to be good for dry skin. I don't have dry skin, and I absolutely love it. It's a soft cream cleanser with rice and hyaluronic acid that gently purifies while moisturizing. It's also pH neutral. It's just a luxurious feeling, and I love it. And I've most recently tried the Essence and have been really enjoying this too. There is a reason why this is so popular. I really feel like it is helping my skincare that I apply after it to penetrate more deeply, which is what we all want, right? We want to get the most effectiveness out of our skincare. And this, oh my gosh, why did I not try this earlier in life? The Rice Polish Classic. This is a powder that you pour into your hands and emulsify, and it cleanses. I use it a couple times a week. It is so good and it's not harsh at all. There are a lot of Tatcha products that I love. This would be a great time to try the brand. And I've been loving this from Glow Recipe, Watermelon Glow AHA Night Treatment. I use this 2 to 3 nights a week on nights when I'm not using a retinol. You apply this over your moisturizer. And at first I thought, what is happening here? I just apply it and go to bed. And when I wake up in the morning, my skin always looks better. It's just a lovely treatment. And I had no idea how much I would enjoy it. And I do have a bigger backup size waiting for me. So those are just a few skincare products that have really been floating my boat lately. And I do have some for the other videos that I'll be sharing for the themes of those videos too. You're limited to 1 Dyson item during the Sephora event, and I plan on picking up some kind of attachment either for my air wrap or for the hairdryer. Why am I blanking out on the name of the hairdryer? Anyway, they've come out with a lot of new attachments during the past few months, the past year. So I did want to let you know that. I think this would be a great time to grab one of those because Dyson attachments, Dyson products rarely are discounted. And so I am picking up one, and you know, if you're wanting to get just a full set, it would be good to get it while it was a little bit less. Actually, any hair device. I always get asked what I use when I do my hair wavy, and that Amika waver is available at Sephora. I'll have the link down below if you're wanting to pick that up during this event. It's so easy to use. You just clamp it down your hair and you're done. You get those nice tousled waves. If you're a perfume lover like I am, I always take this opportunity to buy a perfume that I've been eyeing up or to get a gift for someone. They have some really good sets. I'll have links down below with everything else to that page because that's a good way to sample some scents for yourself or for someone else. But I like to go a little bit spicier and cozier in the fall and winter, and this is a good time to do that. There's something about home scents in the fall that it's a necessity for me. And I think there's a reason why 2 of my favorite candle brands are consistent bestsellers at Sephora: Nest, which I talk about all the time, and Capri Blue. So the scents I recommend the most from Nest are Holiday, because Christmas is right around the corner, may as well pick it up now, and Moroccan Amber. I actually recommend that year round, although some people reserve it for fall. It's just a cozy scent that works for me anyway, year round. I do always tell people though, when you smell it in the jar, it's a little overwhelming. It diffuses throughout a room beautifully though. One thing that sounds kind of silly that I love about my Nest candles is that I reuse the jars for all kinds of things, makeup brushes, whatever. The jars are pretty, so they can be repurposed. If you're not a candle fan, they do offer reed diffusers, and Capri Blue Volcano, it is a favorite among many. Also really great for year round. Now, if you're wanting more of a diffuser type device, I have the Vitruvi, which is a splurge. It's a stone diffuser that looks beautiful in a room and would make a great gift for yourself or for someone else. I love mine. Let me know in the comments down below what you're planning on picking up from the Sephora Holiday Savings event. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Be sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.